Story, Raphael and the Brave Shadows. Once upon a time, in a peaceful forest nestled between tall, ancient trees, lived a young turtle named Raphael. Raphael was like any other turtle except for one thing. He was terribly afraid of the dark. His fear was so strong that he dragged his small, dark shell behind him wherever he went, as if the weight of it could protect him from the night. Raphael longed to conquer his fear of the dark and not be burdened by his heavy shell any longer. One sunny morning, he made up his mind to set off on a quest to find help. He believed that somewhere in the vast forest, there must be a solution to his fear. With slow and determined steps, Raphael ventured into the heart of the forest. His journey was filled with tall grasses, buzzing insects, and the soothing sounds of the babbling brook. As he trundled along, he came across a beautiful pond where a wise old duck was floating peacefully. Her name was Delilah.
"Hello there, young one,"
quacked Delilah, noticing Raphael's solemn expression.
"What brings you to this part of the forest today?"
Raphael looked at Delilah with hope in his eyes. "I'm Raphael, and I'm afraid of the dark. I've been dragging this heavy shell around to protect me, but I want to find a way to conquer my fear. Can you help me, Delilah?" Delilah paddled closer to Raphael, her kind eyes studying him. "I'm not sure if I can help with your fear of the dark, Raphael," she replied gently, "but I do have a fear of my own. You see, I'm afraid of very deep water, so I wear these water wings to stay afloat." Raphael blinked in surprise.
"Water wings? But you're a duck. You're supposed to be excellent swimmers."
Delilah chuckled softly. "That's true, young Raphael, but sometimes we all have fears that don't make much sense. Perhaps we can help each other overcome them. Would you like to try swimming with me? It might help you conquer your fear." Raphael hesitated, but he knew he had to be brave. "All right, Delilah, I'll give it a try." Delilah helped Raphael into the water, and he paddled hesitantly beside her. The pond was deep, but the gentle guidance of his new friend gave him courage. After a while, Raphael realized that the water wasn't as scary as he had thought. He thanked Delilah for her help and continued on his quest. As he journeyed deeper into the forest, Raphael encountered more animals, each with their own fears. He met a squirrel named Sammy, who was afraid of heights, and a rabbit named Ruby, who was scared of loud noises. Raphael listened to their fears and shared his own journey with them, making new friends along the way. One day, as he was resting under a tall oak tree, Raphael noticed a small mouse named Mandy trembling nearby. She was clutching a tiny lantern, her eyes wide with fear.
"What's wrong, Mandy?" asked Raphael, concerned.
Mandy squeaked nervously. "I'm afraid of the dark, and I always carry this lantern with me. But now, my lantern has gone out, and I don't know what to do." Raphael felt a pang of empathy for Mandy. He knew what it was like to be afraid of the dark. "Don't worry, Mandy. I've been on a journey to conquer my fear too. Let's face the dark together. I'll be right here with you." With Raphael's reassuring presence, Mandy took a deep breath and ventured into the darkness. As they moved forward, they realized that the forest at night was a magical place, filled with twinkling fireflies and the soothing sounds of crickets. Mandy's fear began to fade, and she thanked Raphael for helping her overcome it. Raphael continued his quest, knowing that he was not alone in his journey to conquer fear. He had made friends who had faced their fears with bravery, just like him. Along the way, he also discovered that his small, dark shell was not a burden, but a part of who he was, and he learned to embrace it. In the end, Raphael returned to his home in the peaceful forest, no longer dragging his shell behind him. He had conquered his fear of the dark and realized that sometimes the things we fear the most can turn out to be the most beautiful and enchanting experiences in life. And he knew that he had made true friends who had helped him become a braver and more confident turtle. From that day forward, Raphael was known as Raphael the Brave, a turtle who had faced his fear and found courage in the company of friends. I'll continue to explore the forest, now unburdened by his fear and his heavy shell, but always carrying with him the lessons he had learned on his quest. And as the moon shone brightly in the night sky, Raphael knew that the darkness held no more fear for him, for he had discovered the true light within himself and the friends who had illuminated his journey. Moral of the story: Raphael and the Brave Shadows teaches us that fear can be conquered with courage and the support of friends. It reminds us that everyone, even the bravest among us, has fears and insecurities. By facing our fears and helping others face theirs, we can find strength, resilience, and the true light within ourselves. The story emphasizes the importance of empathy, friendship, and the realization that sometimes our fears hold the key to discovering the most beautiful and enchanting experiences in life. The end.